guys, welcome back to the channel. So before we get into this video today, we want to ask you guys to please like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Also, if you'd like, become a member on YouTube and go check out our Patreon for some exclusive content as well.
So even though us guys might grow up with the idea that we're supposed to do something, and if we don't get taught by our parents that, we get taught by movies at the very least, we grow up to think we should be doing something, and that makes most of us feel inadequate because most of us have never been taught how to do anything. So now what happens is we walk through life seeing women that we're attracted to and not being able to do anything. That's a guy's life. Some guys approach everybody. Some. But what do you think that is as a percentage, really? What do you think? If this is all guys, this many are running up to every woman they like. In fact, this many are running up to every woman. This many are running up to every woman they like, and the rest of us, this many, will never approach a woman. And the rest of us, we wait for the right moment. And we're not very good at judging when is the right moment. We also don't know what to do when we've decided it's the right moment, which is why you guys constantly experience guys coming up to you and doing creepy shit.
Yeah, but the problem is in today's society, right? If a man was to approach a woman, she would ultimately shame him, right? She would put him on blast on Instagram, social media. She would upload that video and say how thirsty he is, you know what I mean? Yeah. And furthermore, men have to live up to these unrealistic expectations in today's dating market. He has to buy me a Birkin bag. He has to take me out to a fancy restaurant or vacation or what have you, right? And then there's no guarantee. Meanwhile, you're over here with Chad getting your back blown out, and I have to be the one shelling out all the money, right? Yeah. So in today's marketplace, when it comes to dating, it's very complicated for a man, right? And there's so many obstacles and things that he has to look out for, and these games, these mental gymnastics, like there's so much. And for a lot of men, they're basically saying, it's not worth it. Yeah. Right? Why would I put up with this? Why would I shell out my money? Why would I deal with her bullshit, right? I'll just simply walk away and keep it moving.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm happy he's able to kind of give them a sense of reality of like, this is actually how guys are operating. Because a lot of women have this idea that all guys are players. For some reason, a lot of women have this ideology that like, yeah, I don't know why. I think a lot of women, again, tend to go for the bad boys. They go for the thing that like guys are, you know what I mean? Like the easy way and stuff like that. Well,
that's their warped perception of what guys are.
Yeah.
The real reality is guys ain't getting laid.
Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of women have the idea that every guy's a player and a lot of guys want to cheat and every guy is getting play like that. So he's at least giving them a reality check, being like, listen, there's actually a small percentage of guys that are actually doing this and who are like, you know, playing the field and doing all this stuff.
He's calling them out.
Yeah, and majority of guys are actually just trying to find the right moment to talk to you and genuinely try to like come up to you if they're interested, right? These women, majority of women think that all guys are players, which it's not.
Yeah, and the reason why they think that way is because they want the guy with the status, with the fame, six-pack, six figures, what have you. Those guys typically have a lot of options, right? So if a man has a lot of options, he's considered a player. If a woman has a lot of options, she's considered liberated and free and independent.
Okay, with this group of men, should women start being more proactive in order to get them to do something? How many of you have ever been guilty of this in some form or another? You said, if a guy hasn't got the balls to come and approach me, that's not the sort of guy I want anyway. How many of us said a version of that? You're crazy. And I'll tell you why. I'm just going to give it to you straight. If us guys approached every woman we were attracted to, we wouldn't have jobs. It's all we would be doing. So the idea that if a guy doesn't come up to me, I'm just not interested in him, is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Guys, out of 30 women that they might be attracted to, maybe will approach one. Maybe we'll approach one. Maybe we'll find the right moment with one of them.
I would even push back a little bit on that and say, be more inviting to the guys that approach you.
Yeah.
Right? Because guys instinctively are hunters or gatherers, right? They want to approach. Women, typically speaking, want to be approached, right? So instead of teaching women to approach guys, which may work, right? There are a small percentage of women that do that and it works. But why not be more inviting and welcoming to those guys approaching you?
Yeah. So I think the key here is don't be rude when guys try to come up to you and try to say hi and start a conversation and whatnot, right? Because I know there are plenty of women who are just like, oh, you're creepy, don't talk to me.
A moment which he feels is easy enough to do something. Every other moment, the moment it presents too many hurdles, he doesn't do it. You're with a big group of friends, not going to do it. You're in a rush and you have that look on your face like I'm just getting my coffee and I got to get to work because I'm in a meeting and I got this stuff and I got this stuff and I got to go and I got to go. Text, oh my God, so many things. Yeah, I'm coming, Jake, I'm coming. He ain't coming up to you then. She looks busy, she'll fucking kill me. You're standing with that friend of yours. Oh, he's my gay guy friend. He's so lovely. I always hang out with him. We always go out. Never get approached by guys. Wonder why. He's not coming up to you while you're standing there with your friend because all he thinks is this is your boyfriend. This is someone that you're dating right now. He sees you walking along the street in the daytime. Most guys won't approach you then. You know why? Because they're worried that they'll look creepy if they do. Really would love to talk to her. Maybe I'll look creepy if I try. Don't want to do anything. But women, what they often do is they say, oh, no, but that's not true. Guys do come up to me like that. Yeah, 1%. 1% of men. And it's always the loudest guy in the room. It's the loudest guy in the room or the loudest guy on the street. And of course that guy is the one you always meet. Of course it is. I always meet players. Of course, they're the ones who approach you. Players are the ones that are good at that. They're the ones that do approach you. So if you're hanging back and waiting for guys to do it, of course you only meet players. Of course you only meet the loudest guy in the room. Of course you only meet...
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of women are not very approachable.
Yeah.
Right? They got that resting face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have the stank face, if you will, right? So a lot of guys don't know if they should approach because ultimately they don't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah. It's also sometimes they're playing hard to get. So they don't want to seem too interested. Like women will play this game. Like let's say if you're like a woman is out with her friends. I know like I've had friends that have done this too, and I don't condone it, but they have done it, right? So they'll see a guy like looking at them, and clearly you can tell that there is interest there. But then she just looks, and then she's just like, no. And then she'll turn away. But she's actually, low-key, she's interested, but she doesn't want to make the first move, right? And then you miss an opportunity because then the guy is just like, oh, okay, she's not interested. And then he just doesn't approach, right? But instead, if she was actually just, instead of trying to play games, if instead she was just like, oh, okay, smiled at him, and then it was just like, hi, or something like to engage.
But why do you think...
Then it would have, something could have happened.
Why do you think that's like that, though? Like why do women
like to play hard to get? They want to play this, like, come catch me. Like, I'm the prize. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to be like I'm worth you chasing after me.
Right.
You know, they want to feel special. They want to feel like you earned, like, chasing me.
But
you
there's
know?
very few guys that will break through that barrier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, I agree with you.
Majority of guys are going to be like, all right, like, I'm kind of timid.
They're not going to push it. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do it. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of not. You know what I mean? So when women act like that, they're missing out on a lot of guys, a lot of good guys.
That cocky guy who doesn't actually give you anything more. Of course. Because 10 minutes later, he's doing it with the next person. And tomorrow night, he's doing it with the next person. Not true in all cases, but certainly in many. With these guys, they're trying to find the right moment. So, my friends, it's not about you making the move per se. It's about you giving him a license to make the move. Because if you're the 1 in 30 that makes it easy, you're the one he's coming up to. You're the one he's going to try with. Don't be easy, but in the first 5 seconds, be easy.
Yeah, that reminds me of a story. You know, obviously we're from Toronto. There's a street festival called Caravana.
Yeah.
But, you know, back in my single days, I used to par with some dudes that, you know, would approach a lot of women,
Yep.
right? And they're literally jumping from woman to woman to woman. Literally.
Okay.
Sometimes a woman that they just spoke with is standing right there as they're talking to the other woman.
So funny.
Right?
To me.
So,
Imagine
again,
seeing that, like that would just be so funny.
there's few guys that will do that.
Yeah.
Right? But typically speaking, as he mentioned, those guys are usually the players or guys that get a lot of girls. Right? So, you know, women need to soften themselves up, especially in 2022, so that they're able to get the right guy.
Yeah, I have a question though. So let's say if you want to be one of the 30 women that he chooses to approach, how do you give the right signal without being too thirsty? Like, do I just smile and then that's enough?
Smile.
Smiling is enough and then the
Eye
guy would
contact.
approach?
Smile.
Okay.
Your body language.
Okay.
Right? If you're closed off or your hands are folded or you're like this, it's gonna be standoffish.
Yeah.
Right.
So and also your vibe, like don't feel so like hard body, like
Right.
it's gonna be
if you're
like
flirting,
tense.
playing with your hair, you know, looking, maybe you're leaning forward.
Like flirty eyes or something.
Right.
Like, yeah, I can see
So
that.
those things are going to entice a man to approach. And even if a guy's kind of timid and he sees that it's going to be a slam dunk situation, he would be more inclined to want to approach that
Because
woman.
it's more likely that she would be like inviting to it because she's giving those like multiple signs. So look for, okay, so for the guys that are going out there and like trying to find women and stuff like that, so look for multiple signs. Don't just look for the one thing of like, if she smiles, how do you know she smiled at you? You know what I mean? So you have to kind of give it like, if it's the smile, if she's playing with her hair, if she's maybe like looking at you multiple times, then those are like multiple like signs for you to be like, okay, this is my time and this is maybe the right person that I could like, you know, try it out with. And it's also good to practice too, right? I think for guys, it's good to like at least just get in the motion of like approaching women. So then when you do come across the right woman that you're like, oh wow, this one I really want to get it right with, you've had enough practice of approaching women and starting conversation that when that woman does come along, you're confident to start a conversation.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and end this video. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Do you cold approach? Do you not cold approach? Let us know.